Okay, guys, so today we're going to be doing a presentation on Winnie the Pooh and his fight for survival. Bah, bah, bah. I'm Elizabeth Weinman.
I'm Shaylee Wood.
I'm Corey Lotta.
And this is our presentation.
The cast will be Winnie the Pooh, which is a Canadian black bear, Piglet, which is a British landrace pig, Tigger, which is a Bengal tiger, Eeyore, which is a Sicilian donkey, Kangaroo, which is a red kangaroo, Rabbit, which is a mountain hare, and Owl, which is a Eurasian owl.
At the top of each slide is a vocabulary word. Each round will be determined by the contestant's efficiency in the given category. Each winner will move to the next round until we have the best of the best, our champion.
Now, pairing up the rounds. First, we're going to have Tigger versus Kanga, Rabbit versus Pooh, and Eeyore versus the very unfortunately separated from their mother, Roo, and then finally Piglet versus Owl.
For round one, we have Tigger versus Kanga. We'll be comparing their feet anatomy. So Tigger has 4-inch retractable claws and can leap as high as 18 feet and as far as 25 to 35 feet, while Kanga has 3 claws, which are 1.5 inches on her hind leg, with the middle claw being 3 inches. And she can jump as high as 10 feet and as far as 25 to 35 feet. So by determination, the winner is Tigger.
Next up is round 2, Rabbit versus Pooh. Now, rabbits have one of the largest cecums in the animal kingdom. It acts as kind of a fermentor. A rabbit's diet consists largely of fiber-rich plants. Most animals, including bears, cannot fully break down plants and thus cannot absorb most of their nutrients. However, rabbits will send the hard-to-digest plant contents to their cecums, where it will ferment and slowly break down over time, allowing them to have a constant income of nutrients and energy. Bears, however, lack a cecum and cannot absorb many nutrients from plants. So instead, they aim for protein-rich foods, such as insects and animals, for the majority of their diet. Protein builds up muscle mass and typically makes up over 20% of a bear's total body mass. Since Rabbit cannot do much to physically harm Pooh, this round all comes down to energy. Which animal can outlast the other? Well, since Rabbit has a constant income of energy-rich nutrients from his fiber diet, he's bound to outlast Pooh, who will be slower because of his heavy weight. But logically speaking, Pooh would probably give up and lay down for a nap after chasing Rabbit. Eventually, Rabbit would let his guard down, whereas Pooh would then wake up and eat him. So Pooh would win that round for sure.
Round 3, we have Eeyore versus Roo. Roo is a Joey, just to take in consideration. For Eeyore, he can kick up to as powerful as 1,000 to 1,500 pounds per square inch. And his feet are made up, which are semi-solid hooves, which are made of keratin, while Roo, his kick can generate up to 750 pounds per square inch, and his feet are narrow and elongated, consisting of soft tissue of tendons, muscle, and bone. So by examining their legs, we can determine that Eeyore is the winner.
Next up, moving into round 4, Piglet versus Owl. Here, the round is going to be determined by the integumentary system. This includes the skin, the nails, feathers, hair, so on and so forth. So for Piglet has a 30 millimeter thick skin and 20 millimeters of fat just beneath that. However, looking at Owl has 230 millimeter talons, meaning that it would easily penetrate deep into Piglet's body. Also looking at their hair and feathers are actually both made of the same material called keratin, but then just formatted in different ways. However, Owl has a very special ability that he can fly silently, based on the shape of his feathers, which absorbs an extra amount of sound while flying. So here I determined the most advanced integumentary system was owl. Moving on, we have our semifinal rounds. First up is Tigger versus Pooh, and then going into Eeyore versus Owl. Our first semifinal round is Tigger versus Pooh, and we're going to be looking at their cranial and oral cavities. So since they're both mammals, they actually have the same number of bones in their skull. However, they do have a different number of teeth, and this is based on their preferred diet. Tigger is mostly a carnivorous predator, meaning that he actually has less teeth than Pooh, who has to eat both plants and animals, so therefore needs a wider variety of teeth to accommodate a wider variety of diet. However, when we look at their bite force, Tigger is much stronger based on his hunting abilities and also much longer canine teeth, specialized for clamping on prey and causing more damage, versus Pooh, a Canadian black bear, has a much lower bite force. So out of this round, Tigger is our winner. Moving on to round 6, our last semifinal round, Eeyore versus Owl. Here we're going to be determining winner based on appendicular skeleton. And this just includes their limbs. So Eeyore only has one toe. The hoof is just one toe, versus Owl has very versatile grip with 4 toes, each with a talon on the end. So as well as wings. So very varied, or very, I'm so sorry, what's the word?
Versatile?
Yeah, because I just use versatile. With varying functions in their limbs, as well as when we look at his speed, it is much faster than that of Eeyore, meaning that his limbs function better for his body. So, and out of this round, Owl is going to be our winner. Our final round, the round we've been waiting for, Tigger versus Owl. So starting off on this round, we're going to be looking at their respiratory systems. So Tigger, being a much larger animal, has 34 milliliters of volume capable in their lungs per pound. And Tigger has a lot more pounds in their body, meaning that his lungs are going to be much larger than that of Owl's, which only contains 25 milliliters of air per pound. An owl weighing far less amount of pounds is going to have a much smaller lungs. However, Owl has an organ called air sacs, which are attached to the end of their lungs, and not only increases volume of air and oxygen that they can take in, but also allows it so that he can take in oxygen on both the inhale and the exhale, which means he is constantly taking in oxygen, which you could say means that he's taking in twice as much per a breath than Tigger would. However, to test this in a real-world scenario, let's look at their endurance. Tigger can move at a maximum of 40 miles per hour, just the same as Owl. However, Tigger can only do it for a little over 1 second, versus Owl can actually fly that fast for a whole hour, meaning he is much longer endurance. So what we've all been waiting for, the champion of this round and this whole fight is, drumroll, Owl, winning in categories of integumentary system, appendicular skeleton, and respiratory systems.